So the brain is something we'd been wanting to do for a long time. So we really wanted to create software that was what we call the single source of truth. And help us keep on top of all our clients, how long they're with us for, what their billings are, the people working on them. And from there, it's just really blown up into a tool that does a lot of other cool things.
In the beginning, it seemed like a lot of our integrations were just like standalone and didn't really talk to each other. So the brain was a way to have all these integrations streamlined into one dashboard. That way we can manage all the clients in one place, and that will talk to all the other different integrations. That way keep it to one source of truth. Yeah, the team seem to have enjoyed it and it's made it a lot more efficient for them. The brain currently integrates with Harvest, Slack, Autopilot, Google Drive, Facebook. The brain was built using JavaScript and TypeScript. It's using Vue.js and Adonis.js for the backend. The most fun would probably be, developing and connecting all these different APIs. You really get a better understanding of how all these different companies work and what pros and cons they all have and how they all really can connect together.
Life before the brain. Well, life wasn't really worth living before the brain. Essentially what we did was our link building process. We used to manage it all through Google Sheets. A lot of issues that we saw arising, filters and things that were getting changed. Currencies were updated because it was using really old exchange rates. So we decided to move that whole outreach database to the brain and just streamline the whole process. So now the team can go in there, everything's kind of set and forget.
Basically when we started, we had 2 people. We've grown over the years, and as we've grown, we've used all sorts of different, off-the-shelf software tools, things like Google Drive or Harvest for time tracking or ClickUp for project management, and keeping, even Google Sheets, a lot of Google Sheets, and keeping things updated across all of that is really hard. If things get out of date, things don't get updated, people are working off old data. We had this problem we were looking to solve, and the way we basically did it was really scoping out what we wanted the tool to do, what it's going to integrate with, and what are the outcomes that we're trying to get, time saving or accurate data or more visibility to the management team into what's going on with the business. Then we basically worked with Sarah, our graphic designer, to come up with the user interfaces for the tool. And then Justin, our developer, made it all work, made the brain. He was the brain behind the brains when it came down to it.
What? That's not a blueberry. That is
Oh wait, this is a blueberry,
yes.
right? Yeah. So that's a blackberry, right?
Do you even know what a boysenberry is?
It's just a fancy. They're just being fancy. They just want people to sound like, oh, I want the fancy one, and let's get that one.
The brain has changed my life for the better.
The brain is a game changer, from my point of view, because from the day to day, the team use it for managing things like client spend and pacing in Google Ads accounts and just knowing who's working on what accounts. But we have other aspects of the brain that let us really take the pulse on what's going on with the business. So there's a section to it that we call God View, where we can see how many clients have signed, how many clients have churned, how much monthly recurring revenue is in the business or has been lost, and all that sort of stuff that you need to know to really understand the health of the business. So for me, that was all stuff I was doing manually before, pulling data from here, from there into spreadsheets. It was a pain. The brain does it all automatically.
Now that we have the brain, this essentially just was a game changer. It's our tech design the way we want. Again, going to before, pulling in budgets from Google Ads and Facebook is no longer a problem. It does it automatically, it never breaks. We get the data straight away. With it as well, now the team do not have to go in there and manually add a client in and go and search for, say the client ID or the number, because it does that automatically. Client gets added to the brain, data gets put in from Facebook, data gets put in from Google Ads, everything there's synced up, so nothing can get missed, and it's pretty much once the ads go live, it's there ready to go, and we can pace everything as we need to. And the idea is that if for some reason we see you know, an account is overspending or underspending, we get alerted to go in and check it straight away. You know, some days, for example, a credit card might fail because it's expired or out of date, and unless you actually physically go into the account and check that, you won't know. We get an alert straight away, and then just bam, we can just go in and fix it because we're not relying on just manual checks all the time. It's all automatic.